Right, hi guys, welcome to Just Real Sports. It is me, Dave in real life, and here is my co-host, Just Nick. Hello, guys. Yeah, this
Hi.
is the Dave and Nick show.
Dave and Nick.
Yeah, and
Dave and
today,
Nick.
obviously, a lot of controversy has been cast over the news over the last couple of weeks over sailboats on football club badges, and I kind of wanted to just like have a little quick discussion of how this
Iran.
affects
It's
anything.
it's
Why
really
is
it's
it
Iran.
irrelevant?
It's really Iran. I've
And this
gone big again.
was that have you zoomed in? Extreme close up.
Stream close up. There we go.
Uh, anyway, basically the controversy is that Manchester United and Manchester City have both got sailboats on their club badge, which are claimed to be representation of the slave trade in the UK from back in the 1840s or something, daft like that. I don't really know the dates, but it has caused a lot of controversy between the black populace who claim that this is a racial, racist, like symbolism of that slave labor and stuff like that. I just wanted to have a conversation and see is it relevant or is it just pure stupidity and
It's
that
stupidity because aren't them boats actually Christopher Columbus's boats?
I have no idea. I don't know the full history of these boats, to be quite honest with you. But
I don't know. I don't think that anything to do with anything racist. I think it's something to do with Christopher Columbus, but I could be wrong.
the
I haven't
thing
done
is,
those
right,
research.
as long as I've been a football fan, which is over 45 years, I've always been boats symbolised on both Man City and Man United's crests.
Yeah.
They've been there since I can remember. And why is it 2023 that now it's an issue? Why are we suddenly going, oh, it's racist, oh, they're symbols? Surely to God that if a part of the slavery back in the day, which obviously is never good, I would, I mean, we've never experienced in our lifetime and never will. And I'm not downcasting it because, oh, look, a white guy's downcasting blacks issues. It's got nothing to do with that. It's the fact that they're making a mountain out of a molehill.
So, why is the Man City logo a ship? John Schofield, a historian of the city, says the ship nods is the city's aspiration. It's a symbol of free trade. The idea is that we have equality throughout the world because people will have the same rights to do a business with others. This is what the ship stands for. So it's got nothing to
What's
do
about
with race, and that's literally I just googled why does Man United have a badge on it? Well, and it came up Man City.
so why does Man United have a bunch on?
And what does the ship on Manchester United? The Manchester coat of arms was granted. It's the same thing. So both Manchester clubs have badges on their chest because of free trade. The city's
I think
growing accusation with free trade and enterprise.
I feel like
Do
it's
your
just clutching.
research.
I think it's just like clutching at straws.
It's to be
I
offended for
think
no
it's
reason.
trying to find relevancy in something that's not relevant, and I think that's what we do these days in the world in general. I feel like are so busy trying to be offended with everything that literally we just, oh no, it's the fat controller for Thomas the Tank Engine. Never had a problem with it. Never felt that anybody was just particularly fat and a fat controller. Never went up to anybody and said such a thing. And now, because the kids can't accept it, apparently, it's now top hat and tails.
The real situation is it's just people who have nothing going on in their lives complaining about stupid things that don't need to be complained about.
It's
It's just that
it's
simple.
trying it's taking cheap victories where they're not needed. There's a bigger racial war. Well, it's not even a racial war. Yes, there is certain elements in this world which, unfortunately, there's a lot of countries what do divide.
Yeah.
And it's not a perfect world. It's not a perfect world. But the problem, what we have in this world, is that we're quick to label this world. We label everything, and when we talk about racism, you're also talking about like the LGBT plus community as well, because it's still the same ballpark. Whether you, because it's still the same amount of prejudice in both cultures, and I just feel
Don't get
like
me started with that. Right, that community in a whole is just a group of paedophiles. A majority of you, majority of them. I'm not going to call every single one out because we know a couple of, I know a couple of people that are not like that, but majority of them are paedophiles. And I'm saying this because why the hell are you teaching children? Why the hell is someone like Sam Smith dancing on stage in a fucking thingy with his tits out in front of children? In front of fucking children, it's bang out.
I mean,
Don't do it.
I wouldn't go as far as saying like pedophilia or anything like that. I'm just saying that
I know you wouldn't, but
we're
I'm calling as it
we
is.
we
If they can do that in front of children, Dave, mate, right? I'm sorry, but if it was me or you, straight white men, we'll be fucked. We'll be locked up. But because they've got a label on them, why can they do it? It's the same thing. They're still technically paedophiles. Sorry about
fair
that,
comment.
but
It's fair, right? How I look at it, you've got a right freedom of speech. That is fair enough. But there's no bashing
it's not
because we
bashing,
don't
no.
do that. We're
No,
not
because like
bashing.
I said,
It's just
one of my good friends is a trans person, and like that's nothing on her because I know she's nothing like people like Sam Smith and people like that. But it's just this world is just stupid. It really is stupid.
but this full of like I was saying about the LGBT plus community. It's plus community
Yeah,
plus.
the plus.
We're now just naming fucking things in the alphabet. I don't like labels. I think we should be in a society today where you don't need to label yourself.
No, you are who you
Oh,
are.
I don't give a fuck if you like men. I don't give a fuck if you
I
like
know.
women. I don't give a fuck if you want to fuck your cat. That is what you do in your fucking privacy of your own fucking home is your business. Stop trying to sell me this shit.
Yes.
Stop trying to sell me your crap. I don't want to know. I'm not selling you my crap. What I do be in my private life is my fucking private life. Fuck you. Fuck off. Get your nose out.
Exactly. You do
It's
what
the
you want to
problem.
fucking do.
The, the problem with society today is that we're trying to shove this shit in people's faces. We're trying to go, oh, look, this is a label. We've got a label. Oh, my God, look at my label. I'm non binary. What the fuck is non binary? Right, if you don't want to celebrate yourself as a male or a female, then all
No,
right, good.
yeah. Stop
But
trying to force it on other
stop trying
people.
to make it a fucking thing. Because it's not a thing. There's
Stop.
two well, there's three genders, because I will class trans as a gender. Only, but the thing what makes that different is transition. But once the transition, they're men or female. Right?
There's two genders. I say there's two genders. There's men and there's women. You've got trans men and women, but they are just how I see it is people
They're
not
just people
feeling
changing
comfortable.
sex.
Yeah.
They're just
So
changing
there's still
sex.
men and women, but obviously like
The whole point
the
of
opposite sex.
transition is that you are changing from a man or
Yeah.
a man to a woman or a woman to a man. If gender and wasn't
Gender's
specific,
an illness. Like
they wouldn't need
it's a mental illness.
they wouldn't need to transition, would they?
No.
Because oh, you could just stay non-binary because it wouldn't make a fucking difference. The fact, and Piers Morgan
I don't agree
makes a
with
lot
everything
of
he says.
valued points on this,
Yeah.
and I do like him for it. I think he's a dickhead,
Yeah. I don't
but
agree with everything he says, but
but
the point I
you
think
know when he's making the point of how ridiculous is it that a man can go has a sex change not be fully changed. Like, I mean, because obviously there's certain elements that you can never ever change. Your genetic makeup, for one, that will never fucking change, no matter how many fucking hormone enhancements or whatever you take. You're still registered as the sex you were born as.
yeah.
And it's these people that are going into sports to get a clear advantage over their female
Yeah.
counterparts.
What
How
also
is
annoys me, Dave, on that subject is that they also have to change in the women's locker room. So they're going into that women's locker room. Obviously, this isn't like this bit is not aimed at everyone, but some of them will be perverts. There is,
there
there
was
was,
a case in America
yeah,
where a guy transitioned to being a female,
Leah
and
Thomas,
raped
that's who it was.
fucking,
Yeah,
he
that's
fucking
not the
raped
person.
women.
Yeah.
He raped women. He went into their private personal space, which is the changing rooms, and he fucking raped them.
Yeah. Wasn't there a guy in America as well that, I think it might be in America, could be wrong here, that changed sex so he could go to a woman's prison even though he was arrested for raping women? I think that was the case. Could be wrong.
Yeah, might even be the same thing I'm talking about, to be fair.
Could be. It's just
But
wrong. It's just wrong and it's not fair. And the women,
he
these
changed
women.
his sex to being a woman, said he was transitioning so he could get a lesser sentence and be sent to a female prison. What kind of fucking world is that?
It's just
I mean,
wrong.
look, if you're unhappy with your skin, right?
Fair
what
enough.
your gender you were born with, fair enough, right? Do the transgender. I mean, sometimes it looks great. Transitioning never looks great, obviously, because the bodies are just all over the place. But I ain't got a problem with transgender. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about it. It's just all this other label bullcrap, pans. They're trying to call us cis men, cis females.
Cis men. What? Because we like
because we identify as the fucking gender that we were born as. No, we're not cis anything. We're just fucking men and women. Fuck off. Stop trying to label us when we don't need to be labelled.
No, why we don't need to be labelled. This is mainly in America. Like I don't know many English people doing this sort of stuff. There probably is. I mean, we've got Sam Smith. America, you can fucking have.
He's non-binary now, isn't he, Sam Smith?
Fuck knows what he is.
But now he is literally, because of his non-binary fucking nature now, has brought this fucking new category in where nobody's fucking labelled men and women into the Brit Awards.
Yeah, it's stupid.
And then you look at the fucking list, they're all fucking men.
Yeah.
There's not a single fucking woman what's been nominated.
No.
So it's massively backfired to still single out fucking women.
Women have been fighting for years for equality. They have got a lot of equality
this
that they don't
non-binary
realise.
bullshit has come along, and it is bullshit.
Right,
Sorry,
so here's the thing, right? The last 3 winners of Best Woman of the Year, right, has been a man. Has been a biological man. Hasn't been a woman. It's been a biological man. So how fucked up is that, right? These men can't do nothing as men. So the majority of them will just go, we'll become women, and then we'll just do that. But that's not fair on all the women that have been fighting for fucking years for equality. Like, if you know me, I am a big fan of equality on both men and women's side. Both sides deserve equality. But if you're bringing in all this shit where certain type of men are coming in and destroying that for women, then it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah, see, it's just bad. It's until we stop labelling, love who you want to love, ain't got a problem with that. Be who you want to be, ain't got a problem with that. If you want to wear a dress, wear a fucking dress.
Yeah, okay.
But don't fucking label yourself as something. Oh, look at me, I wear a dress. I don't give a fuck what you wear. Do what you want to do. Stop trying to make yourself be important. Stop trying to make yourself a part of society when, you don't need to be. You can just be you. And that's pretty much the statement that I want to make, is that let's stop labeling and just get on with what you want to fucking get on with. Nobody's stopping you doing jack shit, to be quite honest with you. No. You're stopping yourself by fucking labeling yourself. You're thrusting these fucking labels into society when they're not needed. All we want to do is just get on with his fucking life.
I want to make a solid point here, right? So, if you are someone that owns a business, Dave, right? You own a business. You have someone applying for your job. You have someone that has their pronouns as them and they.
About the pronouns.
Right? No, right. They are them, right? Or you have someone that has the pronouns him, he, him, or she, her. Which one are you picking?
Who's most qualified?
I would not pick the one that classifies themselves as they, them. Sorry, I just wouldn't, because if you're in that workplace and someone if they're not doing if you're not saying their pronouns, because this is a big debate, if people aren't saying their pronouns, they're going to kick off and they're going to cause trouble in that workplace. So why should you hire someone that's going to cause trouble in your workplace?
Yeah, I can understand that in fairness, but then I wouldn't discriminate just because.
True, you'd have to say it when, like, you'll have to say if someone's
because
saying you're not,
you're just
go on,
fighting.
I'm
You're just fighting. No, you're
yeah.
not. You wouldn't pick them. You've got to look at who's the most qualified first, and that's how you base your opinion.
It doesn't work like that nowadays. Like there's so many things that workplaces have to go. You have to hire so many women. You have to hire so many people. This is not supposed to sound rude. People of color, people of different
No,
ethnicities.
this is just the snowflake world. This is the woke world that we're living in today, where
Well, that's what you've got to do.
we
But like, if you look at it, there's quotas for certain people being hired in jobs now. Doesn't matter if you're most qualified. That's what this world's become.
it's just bad, isn't it? It's just it should. We're living in a society now where every film's got to have a black actor in it. Every film's got a lesbian in it. Every film's got a black gay person in it, a trans person, this person, that person. You know what I mean? It's like you'll never ever be able to tell a story, a proper story. You know what I mean? Like Guy Ritchie, if he tried to do Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels now with a predominantly white cast, he wouldn't get away with it. He'd have to be forced into sticking black actors in there as main cast members because it wouldn't work. And I feel that's a shame because, do you know what I mean? I don't mind a full film if it was black actors, if it's good. If it's
Don't
worth what
hire someone on the color of the skin. Hire someone because of the skills. It's just that simple.
Disney now are getting into this now thing where they're trying to do equality. It's all female based stuff as well now. Everything's
But that's
female
not equality, though.
orientated.
But it's not equality. Let's be honest, that's not equality. If you're taking men out there, where is the equality? Equality is equal.
Honestly watch the latest batch of Marvel movies
I've
or
seen on Disney Plus.
cartoons. You've got Little Mermaid being made men. Moana's been made. You've got the Marvels coming out, Miss Marvel things, the Marvels. That's all female cast near enough. And it's just like everything they're producing now is, oh, there's another female. Look, oh, here's another female. I mean, since when have women been repressed in in media? Where's this
never
sudden notion that women are not getting top roles in films? Where's this notion that that's even happened?
back in the day.
Because
What it was,
I've watched Errol Brockovich, I've watched Pretty Woman, I've watched,
Alien,
fucking G.I. Jane and shit like that. You know what I mean? What are these films literally forgotten about all of a sudden? Oh, these females didn't have top roles in movies. What the fuck are you talking about? Dangerous Minds, which was Michelle Pfeiffer, female lead fucking cast member. What do we forget that?
one of the biggest horror movies of all time, Alien, has a female lead. One of the biggest horror movies of all time, Halloween, has a female lead. One of the biggest action movies of all time has a female
you can have
lead.
a look at all horror films. A lot of them have got really strong female characteristics. Yes, they do start the films the victims, but by the end of it, they're stronger than the fucking male counterparts because they're all fucking dead.
If you look at all movies nowadays, right, what they do is they make these women untouchable. They make them very incredible. When that's not the case, if you watch movies about men, they start at a certain stage and they grow throughout the movie. Like the only ever female superhero movie to do that was the first Wonder Woman. She started off very weak, this is why people like that movie, and I don't like the second one because she started off very weak and she trained and trained. She got to a certain point where she became Wonder Woman. In the second movie, they retconned that first movie and they made her run and as good as the other women in that race. And the first part of the movie, like, why you did all this in the first part of the movie and then all of a sudden you do this? It's just not right.
Yeah.
That's enough of that rant.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. Please let us know your thoughts down below.
Honestly, if you feel offended about anything what we've said in this video, just look. We're not meant. It's not meant to offend. If you feel that the conversation has gone a little bit left field and you think, oh, hang on, that's a bit harsh, please have the comment section to have your saying below. You will not be belittled by us for doing so. that will embrace the conversation, and that's what all this is. It's about a conversation which should be had by many. To be quite honest with you, we're not against
Not really, because
equality.
people try
We're
to
not
have this
against.
conversation, and then they just get people like Andrew Tate, people like Jordan Peterson. They try to have this conversation all the time, but they get called incel, they get called misogynistic. No.
Look, yes, my color of my skin is white. I am. Does that mean I'm fucking part of the what is it called?
Patriarchy.
See, I can't even fucking say the name.
The
So how the fuck am I
patriarchy
a
is
part?
what people don't understand. The patriarchy is 1% of white people. 1%. But
It
yeah,
ain't such a,
every
it's not
single
such a thing. I live in a
is.
council flat.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I'm
Look
not
at the state of my
privileged.
walls. Does it look like I'm fucking privileged? Nah, just because I'm white doesn't make you privileged. We go through hard times as fucking everyone else. Like I said, it's 1% of fucking white people that are fucking privileged. It's that simple. People don't understand that. They just blame every single white person out there.
Look, end of the day, it's like I know a trans person. I work with a trans person. I'm not going to name a shame, but there shouldn't be no shame in it anyway.
No.
But I know gay people. I've yet to actually have a conversation with a non-binary person. I don't think I could have a conversation with a non-binary person without telling them fuck off, because as soon as they say that I'm offending them, I will say fuck off,
I can't
because you
remember.
can't have a conversation with
Someone
that
said
person.
this. Sorry for going on, but someone said this before. I can't remember. It was Ricky Gervais turned around and he said something like, "People nowadays say we're offended, when in reality we are not offended. It's just that one person who's offended. So if you're offended, start putting I am offended, not we. People say we when it's just like one majority of the time. It's just one person.
Karens.
Karens, stands, dickheads, pricks. Right. That's it. Right. Okay.
Anyway,
Right.
this is a controversial episode, probably watched by all of one person. But thank you for that one person who actually did watch this video.
Please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Leeds, thank you very much for commenting, mate. Guaranteed it's Leeds.
Yeah, Dylan, shout out to you. James Chadwick, unscripted. You know you legends. And thanks for that rather bitchy comment ever. I'm only kidding, Ever. Don't you dare take that personal.
Don't take none of this personal. Well, actually, no, don't. Actually, if you're offended by it, I don't care. I don't care.
It's not. We're not doing it to offend. We're just like, this is generally a conversation that a lot of people are having or are scared to have, because oh no, I might offend somebody. Oh my god! If you're offended, give it a dislike and fuck off.
People like Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson,
we're nothing to do with that,
right? You
might
not like
they're
not. If you listen to some of the stuff they say, they spit out fucking facts. I don't agree with everything they say, but they're making money off stuff like this, talking these type of conversations, and they're making dollar off it because people.
Andrew Tate's a bit of a knobhead, though, isn't
he? He is.
Let's be fair, he's a dick. He's a fucking class dick. Come on, let's not ride on his coattails, because I refuse to.
Do you think he's a misogynistic
as long as you are a sound in mind person with a proper conversation and not going out of your way to be a knobhead, then fine.
I disagree.
I think somebody like him goes out of his way to be a bit of a dick.
I mean, he's making money off it, so can you blame him for not being a dick?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, at the end of the day, where having an opinion and being a dick about it is completely different things.
Listen to Jordan Peterson then. Like, if you said you like people who can have conversations about it, Jordan Peterson's your man.
I like people who can have a genuine conversation and actually build up facts without belittling somebody just to make a point. I can't do with that. Because you know better than the person what's offended in the first place.
Jordan Peterson and maybe Ben Shapiro.
I've heard of Ben Shapiro. He's pretty clued up. I've heard of him.
Well, so's Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, Ben Shapiro once said about him, he's 75% right of what he says, but it's how he says it. It's not the right way.
He comes across as a knobhead. I'm sorry, but that's just.
He does, but like if you actually listen to what he says, like he does spit facts. He does. Right. Yeah. Before people say, "Oh, he's an Andrew Tate fan," I'm not. I do listen to some of the stuff he says, and some of it's spot on, some of it's not. Him Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro have helped me change my life around, so can't be that much of a dickhead if he's helping men out. Right. Say goodbye, Dave.
All right, bye. I
Goodbye,
just lost in the chain of thought. Ben Shapiro rules.
That's still in. Goodbye.